Very good afternoon to one and all. And today I'm going to continue with the topic of tenses that we took last Friday. Um, Today's topic is going to be on the actual implementation or the usage of tenses in our day-to-day life. So, as I told you that in English, we actually have only two tenses, present tense and the past tense, because the verbs in English take different form in the present and the past, whereas in the future, the verb actually remains the same as it is in the present tense, except that will and shall, when you add to the present tense, it becomes future tense. And then I said that there are four sub classifications of the tenses in English. Okay, one is the indefinite tense, or the simple tense, then the continuous, then the perfect, and then perfect continuous. So these are the four subcategories. So what I'm going to do today is that I'm going to start with the examples and the real-time examples that we can use, how we can use the tenses in the real-time example. Okay, so let us start with the present tense. And in terms of present tense, we shall take all the four subcategories. So let's start with the first one, that is a simple present tense. Now, when do we use simple present tense? Now, whenever I want to talk about something that I do regularly, okay, something that I do regularly, something that is fixed, something that happens regularly or remains unchanged, okay. Like, let me take an example. Now, what is the thing that we do regularly day to day in our day to day life? Like, you can say, I eat food, okay. I eat food, I study, I go to college, okay. Assume that now you people are 22 years old and you can say I'm 22 years old. As of now, it is a fact, it is something, okay, it is something that you do, something that is fixed, something that remains unchanged. So these are some of the examples of simple present tense. Look at these some more examples, okay. Something that you want to tell, that you do regularly. So you want to talk about the truth. Like, for example, I'm 18 years old. Suppose if you are 22 years old, it is a truth in the present, right? So you can say I'm 22 years old, or maybe whatever is your age, referring to the facts. Now there are certain facts which doesn't change, like the sun rises in the east is an example of simple present. Then habitual actions, right? There are certain actions which you do out of habit or regularly. Like for example, somebody asks you, do you play the piano? Yes, I do play piano. I eat food, I drink water, I drink milk, I walk, I go to college, I study, I read books. So these are certain habitual actions. Then some of the events and plans which are fixed for future time. Assume that there is a train that departs every Sunday at 5:15 p.m. So this is something that remains fixed. So you can say the train departs at 5:15 p.m. on Sunday. This is also an example of simple present tense. Now coming to the next part, there are different types of sentences in English. Let's see how it can be used with simple present. Affirmative sentence. Affirmative sentences are something which you want to tell, which you want to declare and tell what it is, okay. Or positive sentences, like for example, they play or I play. Negative sentences could be they do not play. Affirmative is positive and negative is negative, opposite of affirmative. They do not play. Interrogative sentence, how can you use it in the simple present? For example, do they play? Okay, you're asking a question, do they play? Okay. And then negative interrogative sentence, you are asking a question but you are asking negative question, do they not play? So these are examples of the simple present tense. Fine. Now coming to the present continuous. Now when you talk about present continuous tense, you talk about present continuous tense when you want to tell something that is happening right at the moment, right at this particular moment, what is happening between you and me. Okay, I am teaching, you are listening, you are learning, right? Suppose assume that there are some birds which are chirping in my garden, then I will say the birds are chirping. Okay, your mom is cooking. So something which is happening right at this particular moment, okay, are examples of the present continuous tense. So we use present continuous tense to talk about something that is happening right now, or is growing, or for something that is temporary, something which is happening now but which may be temporary. So let's take examples, okay. So the examples could be, okay, something that is happening right at the moment. What is happening right at the moment? I already gave an example. I am teaching tenses, you are learning tenses, okay. So this is happening right now. Birds are chirping, something that is growing, your English is improving, something which is happening regularly now. At the moment, your English is improving. Okay, something that is temporary. Now, assume that some students are now at their, everybody is at their hometown right now. Okay, but it may be temporary due to lockdown. So you may say, I'm living in now, I'm living in Vijaypur now, or I'm living in Chikodi now, or you may say, I'm living in Gadag now. This is temporary, but it is happening right at the moment. So these are the examples when you can use present continuous tense. Now let's see the examples of the types of sentences. Okay, affirmative sentence. What is an affirmative sentence? You're talking a positive thing. You are playing. Okay, negative. You're not playing. Interrogative, asking a question. Are you playing? Negative interrogative sentence. Are you not playing? Okay, so these are examples of the present continuous tense. Then coming to the present perfect tense. Now when do we use present perfect tense? Okay, so in real time instances we use present perfect for something that has a present reference, those started in the past, and to tell our experiences only up to the current time. See, look at the sentence, it's very important. You want to talk about something which is having a present reference. It might have started in the past, but it has a present reference. Okay, it started in the past and it just completed just now, and you want to talk about experiences only up to the current time. So let's take example. Okay, fine. Something that happened in the past but is having an effect in the present, so is an example of present perfect. Like for example, you can say, I can't open the lock as I have lost my keys. So you have lost your keys in the past, but its effect is that you cannot open the lock right now. So I can't open the lock as I have lost my keys. Another example could be, what you want to talk about your experience up to the time, up to the current time. So for example, you can say, this is the best gift I have ever received. Remember students, I told you a trick. For present perfect, have will come. Have will come. And for perfect continuous, have been will come. Okay. So you can see in the first example, I can't open the lock as I have lost my keys. Okay. Have will come. This is the best gift I have ever received. Okay. I have ever received. So present perfect. Then something that began in the past but continues to be in the present. Okay, she has lived in Amsterdam for all her life. So you can, like, suppose if there is some friend of yours who lives in Amsterdam, she right in the past and now also she's living, then you have to say she has lived in Amsterdam for all her life. So these are examples of present perfect tense. Okay, now whenever we talk about present perfect tense, at times we have to use been and gone. Now there is a slight difference between the verb been and gone. Okay, suppose if you say she has gone to Stratford, what does that mean? You should use gone when that person has gone to some place but has not returned. Okay, usually been and gone are used with present perfect tense, but you should know the slight difference between been and gone. Been gone means the person has not returned. Suppose you want to tell that the person had gone somewhere and has already returned, then you can say, I have been to Hampshire. It means I have returned from there now. I was there in Hampshire, but right now I have returned. So you can say, I have been to Hampshire. Then types of tenses, types of sentences to be used with perfect, present perfect. It's like this. Okay, affirmative. I have played. Negative. I have not played. Interrogative sentence. Have I played? Negative interrogative sentences. Have I not played? You're asking the question. So this is how those tense can be used with present perfect. Coming to the next is the present perfect continuous. Remember, the verb will become ing. Whenever there is the word continuous, the verb will always, the regular verb will become ing. So when do we use present perfect continuous? To talk about something that began in the past and continues in the present. Okay, in the perfect tense, what happens? Something began in the past, but in the present it is having a reference, but that action is complete. Whereas in case of present perfect continuous, what happens? You started an action in the past and still you have been doing that action even at the right moment. Okay, so to talk about something that began in the past and continues in the present. For example, I've been watching that program since it started. Okay, so let's assume that these days Ramayana is being uh, telecasted on Doordarshan. So let's assume that it started somewhere during the lockdown. So you can say, I've been watching Ramayana ever since it started, and still that means ever since it started, you started watching, even now you're watching. Then for a repeated action, something that you have been doing from a long time. I've been calling her for an hour now. Assume that you're calling your friend, but she's not picking the phone. So I have been calling. Remember, have been. When the moment it is present, perfect continuous have, along with have, been will come. So this is how we use present perfect continuous. So types of sentences again. How do we use present perfect in affirmative sentences? You can ask a question like you can say, we have been playing. We have been playing. That means you were playing in the past and now also playing. Negative, we have not been playing. We have not been playing. Interrogative, ask a question. Have we been playing? Then negative interrogative sentence, have we not been playing? So these are examples of present perfect continuous. So I have showed you all the four subcategories of the present tense. Okay, coming to the past. Now let's come to the past tense. Okay, what is a simple past tense? Now we use simple past tense to talk about the past. Whenever you want to talk something about the past, some action or some event about the past, okay, we use simple past. Or something that is hypothetical. Hypothetical means not a real situation. Have you may be given a situation and ask, what would you do if you were in my place? Okay, it's an hypothetical situation. So whenever you want to talk about hypothetical things, you can use simple past. And for politeness, okay, so let's see all the three examples. To talk about actions completed in the past, you can say, he worked in a Pune firm before joining here. So very simple, he worked in a Pune firm before joining here. So this is a simple past. Then hypothetical, something which is not real, dream-like things. Okay, how do you do? Like, how do you use it? If I were you, okay, suppose if there's a student and I say, if I were you, which is not possible, it's just a hypothetical. So if I were you is an example of hypothetical question or hypothetical things. Okay, so this is an example of simple past. Then politeness, I wonder if you could help me. So you are politely asking for somebody to help. I wondered if you could help me. So these are examples of simple past tense. So types of sentences, how to use. I played, action which you want to talk about the past action. I played. Negative, I did not play. Interrogative, did I play? Negative interrogative sentence, did I not play it? So these are examples of simple past. Then coming to the past continuous. So when do we use past continuous? Again, when we see the past means you're always talking about the past, but only thing is here it is continuous. Continuous means again the verb will change its form to ing. But the thing is you're talking about something that you were doing for a fixed period of time in the past. So we use we use past continuous tense to talk about something that was happening continuously in the past, or was growing, or for something that was temporary. Like for example, something that was happening at the moment of speaking. Okay, assume that you want to talk about some incident in the past, and when some action was happening. Okay, we went to the garden and the birds were chirping, so that action was happening continuously at that time. Something that was growing. Now assume that now you have started learning English again, with a new style, and with a new way, with new approach. Perhaps maybe after some down the line in 5 years, okay, you may be married, okay, and you're telling your life partner or your fiancé, when I was learning my MCA, you're talking now, I'm just giving an example. You're in the future tense, you're in the future. You may be telling your fiancé, when I was in my second year MCA, my English was improving. So this is an example of past continuous, wherein you're telling something about the past, and at that particular time, something was happening or something was growing. So when I was in my second year MCA, my English was improving. And if you are not from Belgium, maybe you have settled somewhere in the USA or maybe in some European country, and you may say, I was living in Belgium then. I was living in Belgium then. So again, you're talking about an action that was temporary, but it was continuous in the past. So this is how we use past continuous. Then again, types of sentences. How do we use? Boys were playing. Negative sentence, boys were not playing. Interrogative sentence, were boys playing? Negative interrogative sentence, were boys not playing? Okay, so this is how you can use. So you can see ing, all regular verbs become ing. Then past perfect. Now this is very interesting. Okay, we use the past perfect or for something that started in the past and continued up to a given time in the past. Now remember, the past perfect means you're talking about an action in the past, when it started and when it ended. Okay, it happened, it went on happening, but you're telling when that action started and when it ended also. So past perfect. For example, I had my breakfast already. So you're talking about a past action wherein you had your breakfast already. Usually, remember, had is generally used in the past perfect. Now you could have said I had eaten my breakfast already. That is also correct. So what happens in the past perfect? Okay, you use, like in the simple present perfect, what do you use? I You say I have my breakfast. I have. Okay, you say have in the present. So have becomes had in the past perfect. In the present perfect we use have, and in the past perfect we use had. So usually some of the sentences can be used with a double had. Like for example, I had my breakfast already means I had eaten my breakfast already. So the second had here can be replaced by a regular verb. Similarly, look at the following sentence. Okay, here there are four had. Why there are four had is because the second and the fourth had can be replaced by a regular verb. So look at the way I talk about this sentence. All the faith he had, had, had no effect on the outcome of his life. Oh, very strange, isn't it? I'll repeat it once again. All the faith he had, had, had no effect on the outcome of his life. What does the second and fourth had mean? Okay, it means all the faith he had gained had absolutely no effect on the outcome of his life. So what did I do? I replaced the second had and the fourth had with a regular verb. Okay, all the faith he had received had totally no effect on the outcome of his life. So like this, some of the sentences can be replaced. The second past perfect tense can have two had or four had, wherein the second had can be replaced sometimes by a regular verb. And if you are using four had in a statement, and in that case, the second and the fourth can be replaced by a regular verb. So types of sentences: affirmative. Sheila had played. Negative. Sheila had not played. Interrogative. Had Sheila played? Negative interrogative. Had Sheila not played? So these are examples of the types of sentences. Okay, then coming to the uh, past perfect continuous. So we use the past perfect tense for something that started in the past and you're telling when till up till when it went on continuing. Okay, like in the simple like in the present perfect continuous, we say have been. So have been gets converted to had been. Very simple. So for example, when he saw them last, the couple had been married for 40 years. So here what is happening is, in the sentence, the couple had, when you had met them last or when he saw them last, you're telling them that the couple had been married for 40 years. Okay, so instead of have been, you change it to had been. So some more examples. Ria had been playing. Affirmative sentence. Ria had been playing. Okay, negative sentence. Ria had not been playing. Interrogative sentence. Had Ria been playing? Negative interrogative sentence. Had Ria not been playing? So these are the examples of past perfect continuous. So this is all about the sentences in the present and the past along with their subcategories. Now, as I've already told you, futurity in case of English, usually the future tense is not there exactly. I will not say it is there because the verbs are not changing its form. It remains the same as that in the present tense, except there will be one typical word that will tell you that you're talking about the future. So futurity includes things that are planned for future or predictions or willingness. So let's take some examples. Now you can see here. Okay, we use now, actually when you're talking about future, we can use the present simple for something that is scheduled. I told you simple present tense, when do you use something that is happening regularly? I give you an example, right? The train departs at 5:15 p.m. every Sunday. So it is something you're talking about future, but at the same time, it is an example of simple present. So again, example, the meeting is tomorrow at 3 p.m. So simple present sometimes can be used to talk about future. Then we use present continuous for plans or arrangement. Now, whenever I want to talk about some plan or some arrangement, then I can use present continuous to talk about future. Like, they are coming on the next Sunday. Okay, they are coming on the next Sunday. So the next Sunday will tell that you're talking about future. Similarly, in the previous example, tomorrow is telling that you're talking about future. Then usually will and shall, I told you, will and shall are also used to talk about future. So we use will to talk about future. You will be the best, don't worry. Okay. And sometimes you can make offers and promises. You want to offer some promise, you want to offer somebody something and promise, like, we'll surely send you an email by this evening. Okay, the word by this evening will tell you they're talking about the future. Then we can use a future continuous instead of present continuous, or for going to, for emphasis, like, they will be meeting us at the conference. So they will be, so here will be meeting us at the conference. So is an example. These are some of the examples of future tense. So let's take examples of simple future tense. So will and shall, see, subject and object, and will and shall, and the verb. Before the verb, you're using the simple future tense is used for an action that will take place at a particular time in future. For example, Ravi will play. Affirmative. Negative, Ravi will not play. Interrogative, will Ravi play? Okay. Negative interrogative, will Ravi not play? So all these are examples. You can see will is being added before play. Okay. So actually, if I say Ravi plays, simple present. Okay. Simple present tense, but the will tell you're talking about future. Then future continuous has this particular form. First comes the subject, will or shall, followed by be, verb, followed by the regular verb. The regular verb ends with ing, followed by the object. So the future continuous tense is used to express an action which will be in progress. It's going to be in progress at a particular time in the future. For example, affirmative sentence, I will be playing. I will be playing or I shall be playing. Negative sentence, I will not be playing. I shall not be playing. Interrogative sentence, shall I be playing? Okay, positive interrogative, shall I be playing? And negative interrogative, shall I not be playing? Like this. Then future perfect tense again has a subject followed by shall or will, followed by have. I told you there is no difference between future and present, only will shall is coming in between, followed by the regular verb and followed by the object. So future perfect tense is used to indicate the completion of an action by a certain period of time in the future. Like, for example, affirmative sentence, she will have played. Negative, she will not have played. Interrogative, will she have played? And negative interrogative, will she have not played? Then future perfect continuous, again the subject, this will be followed by shall or will, and then have been will come into existence, followed by the regular verb, and again the regular verb will end with ing, and the ing regular verb will be followed by the object. So the future perfect tense is used when an action is to continue up to a certain point of time in the future. It is the same as the present tense. Present perfect continues. Only thing is will and shall plays its role. For example, affirmative sentence, Raj will have been playing. Raj will not have been playing. Will Raj have been playing? Will Raj not have been playing? So these are examples of the future perfect continuous tense. Okay. So generally, so this is all about the tenses. A short important note that you must remember. Okay, modals to denote futurity. Now modals are another concept of grammar in English which I'm going to take separately. Okay, so generally these modal verbs are very, very important part of English grammar, which, as I said, I'm going to talk about it later in my classes. But then, just for the sake of simplicity, understand, we use modals may, might, and could when we are not sure about the future. This is just a point to note. Okay, whenever we want to talk about the future, but we are not very sure about it, so then what we do is, we are talking about future, but which we are not very sure about. Then we use either may or might or could. Like, for example, I might go to the cinema tonight. Okay, I might go to the, it may rain today. It may rain today. It might rain today. So like this. So we can use should if we think something is likely to be or happen. Suppose I want to talk about future, but then I'm very sure, I'm quite sure that something is likely to happen. Then in that case, you can use should. He should be there at home. Let's go. Like, you're just making a prediction that he should be at home. You're very sure. So students, that's all I had for today's class about the tenses part 2, and I hope you all have followed it. Uh, so we'll again meet tomorrow at 12 o'clock with a new topic in grammar, and that's all I had for today's class. Thank you very much. Stay home, stay safe. Bye-bye.